I don't even really know the details, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm sure I was told them, but when I say that things go in one ear and out the other ear, it's just like there's so much, guys. Like I can't remember everything. So, and then she started exposing all the dirty things that Teresa was asking her to do against Melissa, Margaret, now the Fudas. All it seems to have a storyline to keep her place on the show. I asked Melissa Zolnose when she was here. I don't and never will understand this. I understand why. I don't know. I understand why who was it last season? Why Anne Marie Wiley would do something like this. Anne Marie Wiley came on and needed a storyline. She was a newbie. I understand why she would resort to picking up a storyline. Even Crystal, who I thought was a good housewife, I even understand her in between seasons. What is Ashley Darby's storyline? What is Giselle's storyline? I understand it from those people. I don't understand it from Teresa. It's like you didn't need to do this. And just for the record, where I can say I don't have a side, which I don't, I personally, and that's the great thing about this podcast as opposed to other podcasts, you can disagree with me all day. Since when did this world become a world where everyone has to agree with your train of thought? I actually think that's the whole thing, the whole problem with the whole country of America at this point. But I'm not going to get into that because we'll leave that to the November election. This is not a political podcast. But I have friends. I mean, everyone is accepted here. I don't care who you vote for. You can vote for A or you can vote for B. Guess what? You're still welcome here. You could be Team Teresa or Team Melissa. You're still welcome here. I don't care. No, I have my own opinions. You're not going to sway my opinions, but I'm not trying to sway yours. We're discussing the facts here. So that's, I think, the thing about this podcast, we don't judge. You can have a difference of opinion. You don't have to agree with me. Now, when people go low and make it personally, then you get blocked. It's really simple. I'm not angry. Reese Witherspoon just made a statement that like how she's finally learned that other people's opinions of herself are none of her business. And when you don't care about what anyone thinks, it's true freedom. Hallelujah, girl. It is true. I cannot stress that enough for anyone out there that is struggling with this. It is true freedom. You can say it, you can repeat it in the mirror, and if you don't feel it, then you're living in jail. No pun intended. When you truly don't care at all, it is the most liberating, freeing. You can speak till you're blue in the face. You just can't convince people to get. And I try with my weekend life coaching consulting. Book me. I try, but you can't, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make, it's just, some people never get there. And I feel so lucky that I realized this in life that you shouldn't care about. So when people go low, you just get blocked. Like we're not going to have negativity of, you're this, you're that when it's personal on the page, but you can disagree with me, guys. Do I believe Melissa's old nose? Do I think all these things went down like this? I do. I personally do, because I always go, and we'll get into the motivations of why Teresa probably issued this statement. I always get into the motivations of why someone did something. See, that's the thing here about me. When I call out Melissa, it's my actual opinion. It's not because if I say something good about Melissa, then Margaret will be happy with me and I need to please Margaret. It's breadcrumbs that these housewives drop for these podcasters. It's breadcrumbs. It's come to my party. Oh, you can come backstage at BravoCon. No one in my position can do the job appropriately if you care about these breadcrumbs. And you know what the funny thing is? When you actually don't care and you're not looking for the breadcrumbs, then you have all these housewives that actually want you around, that want to be friends with you, because it's truly like, okay, Luann, I have to work today. I can't go on the boat. It's like a real, I just don't think people respect people when they know they're dropping breadcrumbs and they're picking up on the breadcrumbs. So I don't know how anyone can do my job properly if they cared. You have to make a decision. And I made it a long time ago, and it's the smartest decision I made. I mean, yeah, I guess there's certain people I am friends with that I will go lightly on if they act a fool, but I'll still call them out on air. I mean, Luann has never once asked me to slant a narrative some way. So that's the thing, that when someone's putting something out there, there's no, I have no, I'm not saying this, I have problems with Melissa and Teresa, but I believe Melissa's old nose, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't think there really is she's not getting paid for this information. So that's not a motivation. You're not getting a job on Bravo as a housewife. There's not. So what is the motivation? I mean, 3 minutes of internet fame. I mean, I don't know what that gets anybody. So I mean, it's on the internet. Like, despite what you guys think, a lot of you listening to this Reddit and all this sub shit, the majority of human beings does not know any of this exists. They're not in the Instagram comments. A lot of you are, and that's okay. That's kind of what we do here. But outside of my job, I don't. And people that just casually tune in to listen aren't there. So that's why I believe Melissa Zoll knows. I feel there is what is the, you know, you had a falling out with Teresa, and why not reveal it all? I would do the same thing if I had a falling out with someone. So that's my thing. I believe it. You don't have to, but I do. So I don't know what the point of that is. So the show has gotten so toxic. Yes. So what do I think caused this Teresa to release a statement? And I do have issues with this statement. I'm going to be honest with you. I do. I feel in my heart of hearts. Well, first, let's back up. This statement was not called for by Bravo. I do not believe that. Bravo, I believe, does not want to address any of the toxicity. I feel that, which I think is a good, like, I'm a true believer of let people run with whatever false narrative they have about you. I just said it 5 minutes ago, but it's true. Because in my experience, trying to clear the air through a statement does nothing. This statement has done nothing. The tree huggers are disgusted with me having a problem with this statement. The tree huggers are disgusted with Melissa's old nose. The tree huggers are disgusted with Melissa Gorga's response, which we'll get into in a few minutes. And the anti-Teresa, and they love this statement. Look at how innocent Teresa is. And the anti-Teresa people are, honey, you're gaslighting, and basically you're responsible for all the toxicity. And now that it's gotten too hot in the kitchen, this is what you're. So my point is, this statement has done nothing for Teresa. It's just created an online battle, which we had before, and has actually increased the toxicity, if anything.